folks, the Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor, and when last we left off, we started off our journey all the way up here in Yabban, and now we're right on the doorstep of Quester's View. Let's see if this side path takes us there, and if it does, we've got some exploring to do. Mainly in the shops. Let's, wind our way around. Is this Quester's View? Oh, it's Quester's View! Excellent. I thought it would be a place which you had to click around, but no, it's a place with buildings in the overworld. Come in, chimed a courteous young woman in a brightly coloured apron. She held the cottage door open. Kneeling in front of a stone fireplace, a young man was placing several small logs into a crackling fire. The man looked up with a smile. Yes, please, we just finished eating, but I had some luck fishing today, so there's plenty to go around. Locklear's nostrils flared as he welcomed the smell of the barbecued sea bass and fresh bread still lingering in the air. It's a tempting offer, but I'm afraid we must be going, he said. A drink of fresh water will suffice. Of course, but won't you take some food with you, then? I could have Lorraine prepare a small package for each of you. Good for 2 days at least. She's quite a cook, you know. You know what? Yes. With a smile, the young man motioned to his wife. He moved next to her and helped prepare the rations, stopping only long enough to act out several key moments in a somewhat credible fishing story about a big one that got away. When they were through, they handed several packages to Locklear, who accepted them graciously. You've been too kind, he said. Let's have a look at what we just got. We have... Yep, rations, and rations. Yep, no poisoned rations there. Everything is as it appeared to be. We have sea bass. Locklear pushed the door open. As he passed through, he noted the lack of a door latch, a sign the inn was likely chartered by the local lord to ensure the safety of travellers. Hopefully, it would also mean the inn's furnishings would be suitable. Ooh, there's a loot! There's a loot! We need to leave, and we need to get our barding ready. Oh, it's barding time! We might even get some money! Maybe. Okay, here we go. This is Babon's Hostel. Now there's you we can talk to. There's you. There's the barding. Fortune smiled. Despite the fact that he was stumbling through the chords of this kingdom mine, Owen's lack of musical mastery was masked by the raucous noise of the tavern's drunken patrons thumping their mugs to the rhythm of the music. That was interesting, the tavern keeper said. I don't think I've heard that song tortured so much in one evening. You're lucky the patrons are drunk tonight. Against my better judgment, they're demanding I pay you. Here. Withdrawing 15 sovereign pieces from a pouch, the tavern keeper passed them over to Owen. Yay! We gained money! Did we gain that much money roughly, from the one in Lamont, too? We could talk to you. Good day, said Locklear. Without turning his attention towards them, the man responded. I normally enjoy talking to travellers, but today I'd rather just enjoy my ale. Very well then, Locklear replied, heeding the man's wishes. Perhaps we will return at another time. And then there's you. The man accepted their company. Owen chatted idly with the rough-looking fellow as Gorath looked on, making certain that in his ebullient mood, the magician didn't slip and give away the true purpose of their travels. So, where are you headed? The man asked, describing a large arc with his ale cup. Any place interesting? Actually, we're not heading in any specific direction, Gorath intervened. We're wandering, looking for an employer, treasure to watch, caravan to guard. The man snickered. Or a caravan to steal from, eh? Freebooters, then. Well, there's not much going on in the kingdom these days, not in the west. The prince has seen to it his roads are safe and his vassals happy. For the likes of us, he's taken all the fun out of life. Locklear nodded. You're not the first one to say so. Conversation within the room halted briefly as Locklear pushed his way inside the room, returning a nod from a rough-looking pair of mercenaries who otherwise seemed engaged in a dispute over a lost bet. There's the barmaid, and then there's you. A table was cleared for them. Sitting down on a splintered bench across from the man, Locklear shared a bit of the mercenary's bread as he listened to a story about a failed love affair with a married woman. As the story progressed from a sentimental recounting to a drunken blubber, it became evident the man had no intention of finishing the tale any time soon. That's terrible, Locklear intoned around a mouthful of bread, his attention fixed instead on the wooden boards behind the mercenary's head. Awful. Tragic. Ah, there you are, Stewart said, laying a heavy hand on Owen's shoulder. Are you lads still going to help me carry in these bags like we talked about? Initially at a loss, but suddenly understanding they had been rescued, Locklear clapped his hands together. Yes, yes, of course, if our drinking companion will forgive the absence. Blearily the man looked up at them and nodded, waving for someone to come and fill his cup. We've been saved! Also, we could buy a day's rations, brandy and ale. We want none of these things. The harding increase, though! Oh ho! 47%. Not bad. It's dark, though, I will note. It is dark. Right, we need to be careful. Actually, Can we rest in here? That's a good question. Can we... There's inn. Okay. We could rest here. 9 sovereigns. We could do with the extra health. You know what? I'm gonna pay. Rooms upstairs. Yep, the romance of travelling. Still feeling lightheaded from the well-earned sleep. Yep, we seem in a good mood. How about another night? Nah. Having full health and stuff, that's definitely worth resting up. Right, let's continue to look around. There's a store! Oh, glad for that. There were stirrings inside the house. After a short time, a stout lad of about 13 came to the door, opening it wide. If you're looking for my brother, he's not here right now. Actually, no, Locklear replied. Are your parents about? The boy paused for a heartbeat. My folks were killed a year back. Mitch and I moved here several months ago to study swordplay with Tad Quester. We're going to find the bloody brigands who did it and feed them their own arts! Locklear was about to offer some fatherly advice about leaving such work to those older and more qualified, but seeing the boy's expression, he decided against it. Instead he asked, Is Tad good with the sword? What? Are you kidding? He's the greatest! Lives right over there! The boy motioned towards Tad's house, then excused himself, closing the door behind him. I see an opportunity to improve on our swordplay, but first I see an opportunity to improve on our haggling! Oh! Haggle time! It's time to haggle forever! Let's just click all these away and get our haggling done. Hello! The bell rang. It's Pierce Perry's weapons. Excellent! Everywhere Locklear looked, polished metal gleamed. As much a temple to war as any temple of Tith, the cramped shop offered a startling variety of weapons and armour. Good! First things first, we're selling the stuff that we have that is surplus. 7 sovereigns, that's fine. We don't need 2 crossbows. Definitely not spare anyway. Right, swords. 2 sovereigns. Well, it was inevitable that at some point we'd end up with a place that really doesn't want swords, but it's still money in the end. Right, what do you have? We are not selling these swords anymore. Ooh! That's interesting armour. Commissioned by Earl Kasumi for his Lamutian soldiers, the design was a Zerani improvement over Kingdom armour. Where rigid steel plates have been traditionally riveted, the armour crafter Ulilico had used instead flexible lengths of horn which would allow the armour to fold without being punctured. And Grey Tower plate. Even in its advanced stage of deterioration, the Dwarven armour was worth 2 suits of standard plate. Reddish-brown scales of rust pocked its ancient surface, but its original making had rendered it so lifelike it appeared not like a corrupted metal breastplate, but instead a cancerous human torso. Interesting. Also, lots of stuff we can haggle for. I mean, we're not going to be buying any of this, but we're still going to haggle for it. And eventually you're going to tell us to stop. Well, actually, we're going to succeed, apparently. We're going to succeed. I'm very curious as to if we can get some training from Tad Quester. I'd like to get some training from Tad Quester. That would be quite useful. You know what I'd like to have happen? For you to take this off the table. There we go. You took it off the table. That was a lot of haggling there. A lot of haggling. That's a decent discount, but we don't want to, discount, or buy the discounted sword. We've already got some of those, and I really don't want to buy these yet. We may get more money. We may get more money to get some, lovely, two-handed, swords at some point. They're really expensive, but if we can get them at some point, we'd be ridiculously strong, I wager. They're probably mighty blades. As long as we can keep them in good condition. Right, keep haggling here. Keep haggling it all down. Eventually this haggling is going to be useful. Like there, for instance, where we saved well over 100 sovereigns if we wanted to buy this thing. I mean, we don't want to buy the thing, but if we had wanted to buy the thing... Like, this is 270. Okay, but I'm getting a discount right now. Okay, we didn't get a discount there. Okay, this is 750. We got 45 off there. We got nothing off there, though. Okay, lots of places. Okay, this, we saved a couple of sovereigns there. If we'd have wanted it. We didn't want it, of course, but if we had have wanted it, that's what we would have got. And this is 2 and 4. Okay, it's still 2 and 4. It's now not able to be bought. Also, we can haggle, of course, for the things that we've already just sold to them. There we go. Yep, small discount there, but we don't want it. And are we good? Nope, we're just gonna make him real mad. There we go. And there's nothing else here we can do, nothing we can buy. Can get some haggling, though. Hey, good old haggling skill. Right. I don't know what we're going to improve from the training. So I'm actually going to... I'm going to put accuracy melee ticked. We're going to save before we go into that house there, the house of Tad Quester. Always a good idea to save. Also, I'm going to save here, in the right slot, and go in. Locklear knocked loudly. Presently, a finely dressed man greeted them. As he spoke, he wiped sweat from his brow with a silk handkerchief. "Fine day, don't you think? I'm Tad Quester. Have you come for a lesson?" His eyebrows raised in a hopeful arch. "Lesson," implied Locklear. The man disappeared into his house and returned with a blunt-tipped fencing foil. "Have you come to learn the finer arts of swordsmanship?" he asked, punctuating his question with several impressive manoeuvres. "I could give you all a quick lesson for only 75 sovereigns. How does that sound? You know what? Sounds great." "Wonderful! Oh, I'm so pleased you've accepted my offer," he said excitedly, as Gorath followed Tad into the small house. He was a trifle concerned about the man's credentials. After all, this strutting little peacock looked as though he'd never been in a fight in his life. Their doubts were quickly dispelled as Tad took them through the finer points of sword use. Though he may not have had much experience in the field, it was evident to all he was a master of the art. He was even able to offer Owen a few pointers on how best to use his staff in hand-to-hand combat. The lesson lasted several hours, and they were exhausted when they finished, but they all agreed the money had been well spent. Accuracy melee has increased. How much? 51%! That's good. 57%. That's also good. 73%. Yep, that was 75 sovereigns exceptionally well spent. That was exceptionally well spent. I'm going to save, and I'm going to carry on exploring, and hopefully not find terribleness. Okay, that is a marker. That's an ambush. That's an ambush. The enemy was waiting for them. "They've seen us," Locklear shouted. He shifted his concentration to 2 places. And we are... Oh! Hi, you? You look different, and I'm a little concerned about that. So, it is time, once more, to despair thy eyes! You look like a pirate. Well, let us focus our attacks here. Oh, you're going over there. Right. Focus on you. You're also going to shoot. Right, I'm going to defend, and we're going to have at thee with you. That's fine. We're going to have to go all the way around. Nope. Oh, you're getting hit. That's fine. Just need to focus on you. You're moving forward. Okay. Let's deal with you quick. Oh, you hit your own fellow. Well, that's unfortunate for you. Aha, one taken care of. Okay. Now, we can focus on you. You're going to keep missing. And now we can have you despair thy eyes on the crossbowman, because you are going to be a problem. Right. You're moving over to there. That's fine. We can hem you in. And now we can despair thy eyes on you, so that you can't do anything. Excellent. We'll just hit you... Oh, you're down! Okay. Time to start resting as we move over to you. Have at thee! And we close the gap. Excellent. You're going to move over... Okay. Okay, we're going to defend. You are really intent on getting Owen. To be fair, I'd be really intent on getting Owen too, were I in your situation. But... you're down. That went very well. I think the training we've been getting has been paying off dividends. Also, Gorath's accuracy melee has increased. Okay, what do we have here? We have a crossbow. We have a whetstone. We have some bolts as well. This is some fine loot. I mean, we could literally turn around and sell this, and we're probably going to be honest. You have some royals and some weapons and armor. What do you have? Oh, you're a little bit, richer. A noble's passkey. The gold key felt weighty in the palm of his hand, heavy with the noble arrogance that deemed such a flagrant display of wealth necessary. Known widely as the noble's passkey, the type was legendary for its tendency to snap off in locks at inconvenient moments. Ah, not that good then. That's good though. That is a sizable amount of coin. We could literally turn round and sell all this stuff. And you know what? I am literally going to turn around and sell all this stuff. Like, there is no reason for me not to. Like, the town is literally over here. We should do that. Right, first, the weapon crafting. So, we have a whetstone here that we can just start using to fix up these swords. Pass over the fully repaired swords to Locklear. I can't do anything with that right now, so that gets fixed. There's also a very quiet sound for repairing the sword. There we go. And we could use this. Like that. And that. Excellent. Okay. Some nice repair work done there. And some more weapon craft. Oh, 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 oh. That's 77% weapon craft. We're not as good at crafting, or repairing armor, rather, but we're going to get better at that. Right, this has two uses, so we can use that to repair there. And you're actually using a not very good suit of armor right now, aren't you? So let's pass this repaired one over to you. We can then give the non-repaired one to Gorath. We'll fix it up. Okay, that's space made. So now we have two suits of armor to repair. Ding ding ding. Ding ding ding. 90% is the best suit that we have, so that goes to you. And the 81% goes to you, which we can't repair. Okay. 90, 93, 82. Alright, that's some repair work done. Armor crafting improved, which is exactly what I was hoping would happen. And since we're gonna go into here to sell some things anyway, I mean, since we're popping in, we might as well do some haggling, mightn't we? 8 sovereigns. 80. Yeah, these are definitely worse than what we're currently using, so we'll sell these. We'll sell that as well. Not as much as we'd normally get, but it would take far too long to go back to where we were to get better prices. We'll be getting better loot. We have 423 anyway, so you know, we're doing pretty well in that regard. We're doing pretty well. We've made most of the money back, or some of the money back rather, that we used on that training. That training, by the way, that immediately paid for itself because we were better in that fight. Like, immediately paid for itself. Always invest in your skills in a game. The sooner you can invest in your skills, training-wise, the better off you'll be, because it just pays for itself over time. The repair work gives you more money over time. The increased weapon skill means you'll take less hits, you'll finish combat sooner, and you'll be able to take less damage on your armor and need to use less healing items. You'll need to rest less often. It's just investment in what you can do. Like, even this here is investment in our skills, because eventually we are going to be buying super expensive stuff, and when we do, we want to be able to haggle it down, make it cheaper. Like, we were able to get 30% off on rations, and that's pretty good. Okay, we're not going to be able to haggle these very much. Okay, we haggled them a little. That one sword, by the way, and then all of them are unavailable. Right, the crossbows aren't available anymore, it would seem. Oh well, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, that's also fine. More haggling. How much haggling are we dealing with now? 66% haggling. 66%. 32 there. And 54 there. I mean, you're not that far behind. That's even with me accidentally not deselecting those. It's early in the day. Early in the day. I think I looked at that house. Did I look at that house? No, I didn't, but there's nobody here, so it doesn't matter. And so, when we come back, folks, we have a decision to make. South to Krondor, or this way? And you want to bet we're going north, because south to Krondor seems like a trap. We're going to have to take the long route, I imagine, if we're not going to put ourselves in huge danger. Going up here, round here to Egli and Tanners, and then to Krondor. We could also go to Malek's Cross and all these places too. So much over here as well. And big, and a long path here that would lead all the way to these places. We're definitely going to be coming to these places at some point, but right now, it's north or south, and I think we'll be going north. Maybe a mistake, but we've got plenty of rations, and we want plenty more opportunities to become stronger before we try and go to Krondor. And so, when we come back, folks, heading north instead of south, away from Krondor, because why not? And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.